one word, wow. This has to be, without a doubt, the most beautiful colonial town we have ever been to. Look at it.
We're going to be spending the next 2 days in Cartagena here in Colombia. We're going to start off in the old town. The entrance gate is right behind me, so let's go check it out.
Right as you enter, you get your first glimpse of how incredibly beautiful the old town is. These buildings, these colors, these balconies outside.
This is Plaza de las Aduanas for the Spaniards who founded Cartagena. This was the most important square in all of South America. It's where all the big ships from Spain would arrive with all the goods that came here, and they were distributed and bartered in this region. And then for all the gemstones and gold that they took out of South America, this was the central point where they took it back to Spain. I found an incredible breakfast cafe, but first we're gonna explore the most beautiful part of this city.
Now, the old town of Cartagena is beautiful no matter where you look. It's a maze of colonial plazas and colorful alleyways. And if you climb on top of the 7-mile fortified wall that encircles the old town, you even get a view of the crystal clear Caribbean Sea. Not too shabby. But because we've visited Cartagena before, we know that if you really want to see the best bit, you need to go to the streets surrounding the cathedral. The closer you get to this, the more these cobblestone alleyways start looking like a movie scene.
I'm really excited to show you guys around because Cartagena is incredible. It's our second visit here, so we know all the best spots to go sightseeing, to have some food, and we're gonna show you everything on a budget of $100 a day for 2 people, which in Colombia, it's gonna get us a lot.
For breakfast, we went to a small cafe located inside one of these beautiful colonial homes. Café de la Mañana, literally the morning cafe. Naick had a coffee and I had an affogato, which is something you see a lot in Colombia.
Affogato is coffee poured over ice cream. I saw it and I thought, in this hot weather, it looks perfect. That is the best coffee I have ever had.
That's so good.
To put into perspective the prices in Colombia, we kind of went all out, ordered some fruit juices, the whole shebang, and even then this breakfast only cost us $26, including tip. There's a lot of fun sightseeing you can do in the old town. For example, you can visit the beautiful cathedral, or stop by the most famous statue in Cartagena.
Yes.
This is the statue of Big Gertrudis. It is said she brings luck, but only if you touch her in a certain spot. 2 guesses where everybody has touched her.
But it's nice and firm. I mean, what can I say?
If you're into museums, there are 2 really popular ones in the old town. There's the Museo de Oro, or the Gold Museum, a free museum that isn't just cool because of its gold, it also has great AC. And there's the Palace of the Inquisition, which gives a very dark glimpse into Cartagena's colonial history. Think torture devices and stuff like that. We visited this one back in 2019, but honestly the exhibition is quite small and underwhelming. Our advice, save your pesos, take them across the street and spend them with the street vendors in the park.
Just $1.50 for a big, freshly squeezed lime juice.
One of my favorite things here in Cartagena is the doorways. It's just incredible how picturesque they are. And it reminds me a lot of my dad because he just loves beautiful old doorways. And I think he would have the absolute best time walking around here in Cartagena. But since he can't be here in person, Dad, this one is for you.
These are some really impressive knockers though.
The reason why these doorways are so beautiful is because in old Cartagena, the bigger and more elaborate your entryway was, the higher your family's social status. And those impressive knockers? A fish or sea creature means the owner was a sea merchant. A lion means they're in the army. And if you're knocking on the door of a home with a lizard-shaped knocker, well, you better be wearing your finest clothes, because you're in the home of high society.
Pero este es Panamá colombiano.
¿Cuánto es?
Ese 85.
Es un poquito alto. ¿Tienes algo un poquito?
De acá.
¿Puedo probar?
Claro que sí. Todos los que quieras se los puedes probar. Mira.
I have been looking for a hat for hours now. I've stopped at so many small little vendor shops. I've tried like dozens of hats, but I can't seem to find one that fits both the shape of my head, which is quite big, and my budget.
The old town gets really busy in the afternoon, so we're getting out of here and going to a different neighborhood. Little did we know we were in for an unexpected adventure. Right as we were leaving the walled city, we came across this street food stand where a lady was grilling up meat and was making a kind of sandwich that she topped with molten cheese. People were swarming her little cart, so we had to try. We went to the Parque Centenario across the road to eat the cheese wing, but we were in for a surprise.
Iguana? Oh my god! Okay, yeah.
You're saying there's a sloth here actually in this park. How crazy is that?
Oh my god!
Es la...
Oh,
La cara.
oh gracias!
In the middle of the city.
Can you believe we are in Cartagena, a city with a population of 1 million people? This is the old town, and right next to it, in Parque Centenario, there is a sloth living in a tree. This man sells drinks in the park and likes to point out wildlife to the tourists who visit. He insisted that we come with him because he says he's got something even better to show us.
Oh wow!
3 sloths and a baby.
If you come here and one of these vendors helps you out, make sure to tip them.
This is an arepa. It's one of the best street foods here in Colombia. It's really famous. It's made out of corn dough, cornbread, filled with some bacon, and then there's some melted gooey cheese that they put on the inside, some butter as well. I mean,
Another drinks vendor walked by and told us that he could show us some monkeys.
Wow! What in the world? This is absolutely unbelievable. Never ever expected to see monkeys and sloths in the city.
Now, since we are traveling across South America in our camper van, we normally spend every night sleeping in there as well. Normally.
Here in Cartagena, it's just unmanageable in the van. This is our thermometer. That is 100 degrees Fahrenheit on the inside.
welcome to our humble abode for the night.
So this is our room. It's $32 per night. Double bed here. We've got a sink, private bathroom with a shower, and of course the AC. It's pretty budget friendly, but let's see if the rest of this budget is enough for everything we want to do tonight and tomorrow.
The area our hotel is located in is called Getsemani. It used to have a reputation as one of the most dangerous neighborhoods, full of drugs and prostitution. But now it's gentrified and a hip and upcoming area known for its colorful street art and vibrant nightlife.
Oh, look at this. This definitely looks different here, this neighborhood. Lots of art here.
Trinidad Square is one of the liveliest squares in Cartagena and is considered the heart of Getsemani. The streets around the square are always full of people, making it the ideal spot to just sit back and watch the world go by around you. The best time of day to enjoy the square is when it gets dark, because once the heat dies down, all the people come out.
It's really mayhem out here and I love the vibe. We were looking to maybe get into a restaurant or something, but then I saw there were so many street food stalls with so many different things I wanted to try. So yeah, we just had to do this. First one is a skewer, beef skewer with some garlic sauce on top. I'm gonna dig in. Cheers. Wow.
Oh my god.
I've got an empanada which is filled with meat and then you can put some sauce on top, which I clumsily did. Cheers. That sauce is spicy though. We just ordered something I can only call it obscene. I've never seen something like this before. Well, it looks good, but yeah. But we'll have to wait for a little bit while they prepare it because it's quite a process. So this guy came up, so like, we want ice cold beer? Yeah, $1.25.
While we were waiting and enjoying our beers and watching the people on the square, we heard some noise. All throughout the evening, you'll have people performing on the streets for tips. It's great entertainment as we waited for our food.
I told you guys this was obscene. She's tripping up. This is what heart attack tastes like.
Good morning guys, today we are going to continue exploring Cartagena and we're going to do something a little bit different. Gracias.
As soon as you get out here, it's an attack on your senses. There's fish here, there's fish parts all over the floor. There's no refrigeration here whatsoever, so the fish smell definitely hits you in the face. This definitely is different.
Different from the rest of Cartagena, but I actually really love this. Like, if you really want to see the culture of this place, aside from the cultural sites for tourists, if you want to see where locals come to shop, what kind of stuff they buy, what they eat, how people live outside of the touristy places, this is a really good place to come.
Just what I need.
It is fascinating and at the same time a little bit shocking just how rough this part of town is.
To me, there was one thing that was missing: a hat. And this seemed like a really good spot to score a bargain while also supporting the local economy.
Since Kim couldn't seem to find a hat that fit her, we kind of made a compromise. I made a compromise.
Now, the main reason we wanted to come to the Basurto market is the food. If you want to taste the real Caribbean, Colombian flavors, they say this is where you should come. So we're testing that out. But right away we noticed something very unusual about these food stalls. In this market, the proud chefs all stand in front of the pots they have on display to present their food and offer you a spoonful so you can try before you choose a place to eat.
So here we have lobster, we have a seafood stew which we're gonna try. There's chicken, there's crab, this is a turtle, this is fish, and I don't know, this might be coconut sauce, but I'm not sure, and there's a bunch of other stuff here.
Anyway, we picked this one because I like the flavor best. This is a shrimp stew. It was pretty good, I think. And then a nice homemade lemonade. Cheers.
Oh my god. Wow.
I could eat here all day, every day.
And if you're looking at all this footage, you're thinking, wow, that looks really cool, but I'm a little bit nervous doing it by myself. There are tours you can do here as well. We will link one option in the description box below.
There are plenty of other ways to spend your day in Cartagena. One very popular thing to do is to visit the Castillo San Felipe, which is known as the greatest fortress that the Spaniards ever built in any of their colonies. We visited the fortress in 2019. And it's a great place to spend an hour or two exploring the tunnels and towers and enjoying the views over the Caribbean Sea. But this time we're trading in those stones for sand and the fortress for a different kind of castle.
Dip my toes in the water. Oh, not as refreshing as I thought, but the best part about Cartagena is that it's not only a beautiful colonial city, but it is also next to the Caribbean Sea. For me, Colombia is probably one of the best places you can come on holiday. It's got this really big diversity. People are really nice and it is very, very affordable. I'm actually super excited for the next 3-4 weeks where we're going to be exploring all of Colombia. We're going to do a really big road trip through Colombia.
We paid the rental fee to have our castle to ourselves for a couple hours and then took a taxi back to the old town for a very special evening.
We got changed for the night. Now we have two, to me, best activities coming up. First one, we're gonna see in a minute. But after that, we're going to a great restaurant. You can eat decadently on a budget.
In the evening, the best thing to do in Cartagena is to climb the old city walls around the old town to enjoy the incredible sunset over the Caribbean. You can go to the popular bar Café Del Mar that's located on top of the city wall. It's really nice, but it's also pretty expensive at $5 a beer. There are also local entrepreneurs selling beers for just $1.50, and you even get a discount when you buy several. At night, the old town lights up and has a completely different vibe. Anyway, on to that dinner that we promised you.
Look how pretty this restaurant is. It has outside seating. This is my first ever time being on top of one of these balconies.
Cheers. Already had a bunch of great food in the last 48 hours. I think this is gonna be the pièce de résistance. Colombia is of course known for having great street food and fish and everything, especially on the coast. But Colombia is also really known to have really good meat, which is why we came to this steak and grill house. We ordered ourselves a little appetizer. This is called papas campesinos, or peasant potatoes. I've always fancied myself a little bit of a peasant, so I had to order it. This is potato with sauce, shredded smoked pork ribs, gratinated with Parmesan cheese.
Oh, that's good. And this place is even super budget friendly. And even with the cocktails, with the appetizers, you're not gonna believe how cheap this is for a steakhouse.
Got some chimichurri sauce here, locally very popular. Oh, that is good. Now, as for the budget, probably we've gone over the budget a little bit, but the appetizer was only $5. There was a happy hour promo for the cocktails, 2 cocktails for $7, and then these steaks are $13, $14 per piece. Like 300 grams, 12-ounce steaks are just $13, $14. Value for money is great. And if you were not planning on Colombia or not sure if to come to Colombia, yeah, you're 100% sure.
We hope you subscribe and join us for the next video where we road trip across Colombia. Cheers!